Well, plugin of the week is back, baby, and we're gonna do the Waves Factory Trackspacer. I'm gonna show you how you could keep that vocal front and center, and everything else just get out of the way. Let's make a professional mix. Let's go.
I'm about to sing a song. Move, bitch, get out the way.
All right, so here we are in Logic Pro. I got a track from Will. Guy actually works with me. He's a good dude. And he's editing this video right now, so love you, Will. All right, so this one's called Kinda Funk. It's got a lot of stuff going on right here in this chorus, and there's a vocal chop. I'm gonna let you hear it, but I wanna make sure that that vocal chop pops up front and it never gets lost. Let's play a little bit of the track. Okay, so right away for me and my ears, and hopefully you can hear this as well, and you're listening on something decent, I'm hearing the synths and stuff just clobbering that this is kind of funk, you know, that little sample chop. So the best way to kind of check that is just use any processing EQ, it doesn't really matter, and check out kind of the frequency range of where the synths are, and then we'll check out the frequency range of where that vocal chop is. That's kind of step one of using this plugin. Okay, so we're just gonna look at this spectrum and check it out. So really a lot of it is from 400 hertz to about 2000 hertz, kind of that mid-range areas where all these synths are kind of just blasting, right? So the next thing you want to do is you want to check what the other element, like say this is a lead vocal in a pop record or it's a rap vocal, right? And you're trying to like stay up front. You want to check that next. So this is the chop, the kind of funk sample here is what he's got it called. And then I'm going to open up a Pro Q3 again. I'm just going to check out the frequency range and see what we're dealing with here. And as you can see, it's in the exact same range, which shame on you, Will. Now, the first rule to a great mix is great arrangement, which means you need to orchestrate your instruments so they're not all in the same frequency range. But sometimes with dance music, that's kind of hard because you have things that are going to be inherently in the mid-range. So now we got this kind of idea where I want to get that chop to stay up front, and I want to make sure that it's not getting clobbered by that that little synth piece, right? So what do? We want to first take this synth sample and we want to think about, okay, we want to keep that range of that mid-range open for the sample chop. So that's going to be anywhere from 400 hertz to about 2K, right? And then I'm going to come to the synth bus, which I have all the synths bus to a group. So on this bus, I'm going to follow up this Pro Q3 because this is just kind of filtering out some garbage. I want to put the Trackspacer on it. So I have just installed the demo version of this. I don't typically use this plugin like for this sort of thing. I actually use different plugins. Like you could use dynamic EQs, you could use multiband compression, you could sidechain Soothe 2 from OEK Sounds, which is something I do a lot of the times. But I wanted to show you how great this plugin is and how easy it is to use. All right, so here we are. We got the demo open. I just want to show you the interface real quick. It's very, very basic. So you have a low cut, which is basically going to say, do not detect any of this stuff. Yeah, don't detect anything all the way up to 20K. So you could say like, don't detect any of this stuff up to 200, whatever, right? I can worry about that or I cannot worry about that. But I think like, since I'm trying to focus on the mid-range, I'll just say, hey, don't worry about anything like 300 hertz and below sort of area, right? And then this is the amount that it's going to actually take down, right? So of the frequency area. This is the high cut. So if you want to get really focused on the mid-range, which we do, we're going to get this high cut down to about 3K. So now I'm only focusing here on 280 hertz to about 3K. Okay, so that's that mid-range area that we really want to focus on, and that's what we want it to detect, okay? So the next thing you want to do is you want to look at your sidechain input, and we're going to build a sidechain input for this to be fed, okay? Now that we have kind of our frequency mapped out in the Trackspacer, let's go back to our vocal sample, right? So this is the chop, and we're just gonna make a send. We're gonna say bus 9 is good, right? Another thing you wanna make sure is because in Logic or a lot of different DAWs, they're gonna build an AUX automatically, which is bad news, right? Because that's going to send signal out when you send, okay? So what I'm gonna call this is I'm just gonna say dead, just kill it, right? Mute it, turn it down, do whatever you got to do, like get crazy with it. I don't care, but that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm making sure that that fader is not feeding the stereo bus as well, and we're not getting a double signal of this sample chop because we're only using this bus to send to the Trackspacer, okay? So now we have a bus 9 and it's called dead. Now we want to go back to the Trackspacer on the synths bus, and we're going to bring in that sidechain on bus 9. So I'm just gonna hit demo evaluation, and we're gonna go to bus and 9. So basically this is saying that bus 9 is going to be accepted in the sidechain, and that's what we're listening to. That's what Waves Factory Trackspacer is listening for. Now as we turn up this amount, you'll see what's happening, because this is gonna be pretty cool. So I'm gonna, when I'm exaggerating it, you can hear it's really ducking it. It's really dipping out those frequencies so that that vocal comes out and pops out instead of the synths eating up on it, right? Great plugin, very easy to use. You can kind of adjust the high and the low cut. Yeah, that's it. Really, it's just making space. It's the Trackspacer. It's space in your track. Incredible plugin, very affordable. I think it's like 30, 40 bucks, somewhere around there. And highly recommend it. So it's one of those things where if you're doing vocals, you have doubles, you have all these different things. At the end of a song, sometimes you have like an outro where you got a rapper saying, yeah, and I'm doing da-da-da, and then there's like a background vocal and ad-libs, and then there's all this other stuff going on. You could use this Trackspacer to kind of make more space for the background ooh-ah kind of stuff. Whatever. It's like literally just like a great plugin, and it just worked. I'm going to give you one last listen where I'm going to do it. I'm going to dial it into where I think it should sound and where I want it. And then I'm going to totally just like aggressively show you how much it can do. So there you go. Cool plugin. It's going to make space for your vocals. It can make space for anything. You could use it as a sidechain with your bass and kick. This is really great for just like stuff that needs to kind of just like duck and tuck on certain frequencies. That's it. Trackspacer, go pick it up. Waves Factory, highly recommended. And if you love this video, please like, comment, show some love on it. I'm always here trying to help you guys out, make better mixes, masters, productions. And yeah, I'm always coming out with really cool master classes as well. So in the description, if you want to jump into our Mixing on a Budget series, that is going to be really cool. Just using Waves Gold plugins. I'm designing different channel strips for vocals, making deep and wide vocals, cutting vocals, de-essing and thickening vocals, drums, guitars, mixing and mastering everything with the Waves Gold bundle, which you can get for like $10 a month. So that's why we did it. We want to keep you on a budget, keep your mixes going up, and you can pick that up. Just click that link in the description. Thanks for tuning in.